CJ Stroud and the Texans do it again. You know, I wanted to come in here at halftime of the Texans game. I was ready to come in here and say CJ Stroud should be the MVP frontrunner. At 259 yards, 2 touchdowns, they look explosive. Big first half against Arizona. And then second half, you lose some of that steam, a few bad interceptions. But ultimately, the Texans come away with yet another win. And you sit back and, like, I just want to go to the MVP race for a second. You have Lamar in there, who's been really good. Mahomes has been good this year. I mean, we know the value he brings to the Chiefs, and Jalen Hurts has had a good season. But when you look at what quarterbacks are doing, given the teams that they have, CJ Stroud is doing something have we ever seen this from a rookie quarterback? I'm not sure.
I mean, I kind of want to just piss off Texans fans again. I mean, he threw three interceptions.
No. You know that was impressive.
He couldn't even cover. 3 interceptions, couldn't even cover.
Texans fans were so mad at Jack after the last episode when he has a huge win on the road against Joe Burrow, and he's like, I feel like the Bengals gave this game away more than Stroud won it.
Look, ultimately, to win games in the NFL is what you want to do, and he did that once again. To me, this looked like a little bit of more of a rookie performance with 3 interceptions.
In the second half, maybe. First half, he was unbelievable.
Yeah. But the thing is, though, even in a game where he didn't look overly fantastic from start to finish, he still has, 340 yards
2
through
touchdowns.
the air and 2 touchdowns. And wins the game, which is, continues to impress me, for sure. I apologize for last week.
Think about the Texans. We could go back to this every week if we wanted to. At the beginning of the year, we were sitting here saying the Texans are going to be losing a top 5 pick because they traded for Will Anderson. And now it's like, holy crap, they're 6-4 with the potential. Next week, they play Jacksonville, and the AFC South
in Houston. They play them in Houston,
to some degree on the line in that game. The Texans have a much easier schedule remaining than Jacksonville. If you were to pick a winner right now, I'm picking Houston to win that division. It's crazy. But yeah, I think Stroud right now has to be a top 3 MVP candidate. Would you agree with that, Ziggy?
Go Ziggy.
I mean, look, MVP is a narrative-driven award. This is just true, right? It's one of those things where you have to be very good. I'm not saying that just anyone can win it. CJ Stroud has the story, right? There aren't a lot of the top quarterbacks who you're expecting to win it, like Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson. They all sort of have their own problems. CJ Stroud is fresh. He's exciting. He's putting together marquee games. He's taking a team that no one expected to do anything and is winning. I firmly expect to see him at plus 1,500 or lower this week. I don't think he's going to enter as a front runner, right?
No,
Tua and Mahomes, they're still going to be up there. But he's playing really well. And at a certain point, if he can keep this up for the rest of the season, if he finishes with he's on pace for 32 touchdowns and 8 interceptions, 4,500 yards, that's an MVP looking season.
I mean, I've said this about Stroud before a couple times, that he has a chance to win this award if he wins it by its literal definition, being the most valuable player. Mm-hmm. Because you take Stroud off of Houston, and it's quite obvious. They are nowhere near what they are. He's making Tank Dell. Dalton Schultz is rejuvenated. This team looks like a team who can win playoff games in the AFC, and that's because of him single-handedly. I do think it'll go to somebody like a Mahomes or a Hurts, but if you just go by the definition of most valuable player, not the best team, the MVP, there's a serious case.
If they win the AFC South, it's genuinely shocking. It would within the NFL circles.
I had Houston going 4-13.
And look at this too. Think about as this year's gone on.
I'm watching my quarterback today. He's horrendous.
Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get to that.
Stroud's a million times better than him.
Think about the weapons on Houston and how they are. Also, what we always compliment CJ Stroud on is that he gets better each and every week. It seems. So are the guys around him right now. The skill position players. Singletary the past 2 weeks has been a revelation in the running game. Where's that been all year? And Tank Dell. Another 150-yard game today. He's been sensational for 3 straight weeks. Noah Brown. It is kind of fun watching this Houston offense, even though they do have spells like the second half today where they really didn't do anything. When they're on, they can fire away with anyone in the AFC. I was waiting for a pause moment right there. That was totally a moment coming there.
We had too many.
They can go toe for toe with anyone offensively in the AFC, and that brings in the broader question of, wow, can this team go on a playoff run? Because if you can match the Chiefs, if you can match the Ravens in these games, now the Houston defense isn't of the same quality as those teams, But again, it's all there for them.
Right. I mean, oh, go Ziggy.
I was gonna say, well, let's say they win the division. They have to win or they have to beat the Jaguars at home next week, right? There's no question about that.
Who looked really good today.
Great today.
Yeah, but they beat the Jaguars before. They can beat them again. Like, let's say they do that and win the division. You look at the teams that they might be hosting, and the teams competing for that 5 seed in the AFC all seem kind of beatable. You've got the Steelers. We know what happens when the Texans play the Steelers. You've got the Browns. The Browns won't have Deshaun Watson. You've got the Raiders. You've got the Buffalo Bills, who are so up and down that you have no idea what could happen. You've got the Jaguars, who we're assuming they've already beaten. And that Houston crowd is going to be exciting. Like, I would not want to go there and play a playoff game. So, yeah, if you're talking about their ability to win a playoff game, I think they have to win the division. Going on the road to Miami or Kansas City or Baltimore or even like Jacksonville could be tough. But if they're hosting, they can win a playoff game. And from there, who knows?
Oh, yeah. Who really scares you from the Browns, Steelers, Colts, Bengals now without Burrow, and Bills? I mean, it would be the Bills if Josh Allen gets in. And that's probably it. The Browns' defense is legit. But if you're Houston, I think you're really comfortable with any of those teams except Buffalo. I
mean, Stroud took all these guys in, right? I forgot Noah Brown.
Noah Brown.
Bumming the Cowboys. Oh, come into Houston.
He's amazing.
Come to the better part of the state. We'll take a team with strays and vagabonds. We'll go to the playoffs.
Yeah, the Texans and Vikings have been the best stories to me in the NFL this season.